go. Long time no see. That's funny. MMA clips.
Long time no see. MMA clips dropping that down there. That's right, guys. It has been a whole like minute, 2 minutes, something like that. So it's good to see you guys. We got VTech, Classical Andrew, and MMA clips already hitting up the chat. I appreciate it. We're back. We are ready to roll. Everything's going well. We're going to cover the Bellator card now. We obviously just jumped off the PFL card. If you haven't seen that one yet, after this live stream, go back, watch the PFL one. It's going to make a little more sense then, because at the end of this one, we're going to do a parlay, and we're going to go for the entire Bellator card as well as the PFL card. So you're going to get both in the same parlay. So there you go. Looks like we've got McPooperton back. We've got JD back. We got the whole crew's coming back. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in. I'll go ahead and kick it off. We've got an amateur fight on this card here. We got Nate Kelly taking on Paul Nolan. It's an amateur fight, and it's clearly like they're trying to get Nate Kelly a win, because I assume isn't it like his brother Nathan or something like that? Kelly,
I'm not even sure. They both have the last name, right? Same last name.
Yeah,
so
I don't know if they're like related.
They always fight on the same card, right? They always fight on the same card, I think.
Yeah. So Nathan Kelly and Nate Kelly. So maybe their parents are just weird and decided to give them both the same name, or maybe Nate's not short for Nathan. I don't know. I don't know. It's really strange. So, but they're essentially both Nate Kellys. But the amateur Nate Kelly is fighting Paul Nolan, and Paul Nolan is he's a 4-3 amateur. It is what it is. He's not bad. But it's an amateur. JD doesn't think they're related. Okay, well that's just weird, because they always are on the same card. Yeah, they've been on the same card 2 or 3 times now, which is maybe it's because they're both from Ireland.
Yeah, maybe they're obviously trying to get from these Irish fighters wins on this card.
There you go. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go with Nate Kelly just for the fact that he's the guy Bellator wants to win. And it's an amateur fight, so I'm not gonna be betting on this or anything. So it is what it is. But
you think he's gonna finish him or no? You think finish him? He's going through a lot of submissions, right?
Yeah.
I'll go by KO. This guy's durability looks questionable. He's getting knocked out by guys like 3-2. Where's he been fighting at? He's been fighting in. This guy's no durable. He's been finished all 3 times. I'll go by Nate Kelly first and finish.
There you go. JD says they're not related. He says that they
wars. Bro, these promotions that these guys fight at, it's really suspect. So Nate Kelly's gonna be the better wrestler, better grappler, obviously. So he might get a submission of his own.
Yeah, when you're starting to have amateur fights on the card, it gets tough, because I watch a lot of local fights here in my hometown, and they usually have amateur fights and then pro fights as the main card. And some of the amateurs, man, they're people that played the UFC video game and thought man, I could probably do this, and then they go in there and just get run. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. The rule of thumb with an amateur fighter, if they say that they're training independently or that they're a street fighter, just they're gonna lose. That's immediate. This guy's gonna lose. If in training independently, street fighter, both of them lose. If they're both, they're definitely dead. If he's trains independently and he's a street fighter, this guy has no skills whatsoever. It's a bad sign. But we can go move on.
This is a layup for Nate Kelly, obviously. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, we can move right on. I'll let you take this one. We've got Michelle Montague, I think is how you say that, and I'm going to mess this one up. Sobek, Carolina Sobek. I think it's Sobek.
Yeah, I'm going to take Michelle, but I haven't watched a lot of tape of these girls. I was starting to watch tape, and I was like, fuck, it's so boring watching tape on these girls. Even though, Montague's, at least he's going for submissions out there. I think Montague can probably get a submission. Aspinall was able to get a submission. Aspinall doesn't have crazy jiu-jitsu, even though he's an okay wrestler, okay grappler. I'll go Montague by maybe might go the distance. I'm not sure, but Sobek is only 24 years old, right? He's still young, so maybe he can make some improvements out there. But I'm gonna go with the girl that's out there finishing in PFO and fighting Icon FC and stuff. PFO, what's the line? Do we even have lines for this one?
I think it's minus 400 or something. Let's see.
Minus 200 for Michelle, I think. Yeah, the line probably came down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, minus 200. Michelle. Yeah, that's definitely improved. It was. Yeah, it was over minus 400 the other day, so that makes sense. But yeah, that's.
She's got a lot of submission wins. All 4 wins by submission, I think. There's only lost to the same girl. Yeah, this is don't bet on this fight. I wouldn't bet on this one.
Yeah. Just pass, but for the sake of a pick, Montague's my pick as well.
I'm picking her.
She's someone that the PFL probably wants to build up, but at the same time, the other girl, the Sobek girl, 4-2 is not a bad record early on. Like,
yeah, losing to Aspenlad's not bad. I mean, a lot of girls lose to Aspenlad in their first couple fights.
Yeah, I mean, if you like throw any like professional women's fighter that's had like a handful of fights in there with a UFC veteran that's not like way past their prime.
Aspenlad was actually I think she's underdog, right? She opened up at plus money over that girl Shakalova. I should have bet her. I just didn't pull the trigger. Aspenlad's not bad. She can get a couple wins over these girls that are just making their way to the PFL cage and recently.
Yeah.
So I think Michelle probably wins, but I haven't done a lot of tape study for this fight, so I can't give you guys like a crazy confident pick here.
I mean, there's not a ton of tape study you can do. 4 fights and 6 fights are their whole thing. So
I'm sure you can pull up tape on YouTube P4, right? You can probably pull up tape, but
I'm just saying they don't have very many fights.
Yeah.
So, but we can move on. Actually, real quick, look at that. We've got Nate Brown gifted a membership.
Let's go, Nate Brown.
Those memberships. It's worth its weight in gold because you get these neato little emojis, and that's pretty sweet. So, but we can move right on to the next one. We have the other Kelly, Nathan Kelly. He's going against Jose Sanchez in this one here, and this is another setup fight. Nathan Kelly is supposed to win this fight. Oh, it looks like Classical Andrew got the membership, so welcome to the club, Classical. But yeah, Nathan Kelly, I mean, the dude's 5-0 in his last 5 fights. Jose is not a bad fighter, but once he stepped up in competition, his record started to do this. And it's so in his last 5, he's 2 wins, 2 losses.
He lost to Jabit's brother, right? That's not bad. I mean, losing Jabit's brother, I mean, going the distance with him is not terrible. But I think Nate Kelly probably wins this fight. He's a better wrestler, better grappler, better BJJ game on the ground. I don't know if does he get a submission? I'm not sure. If Jabit can get a finish out there, I'm not sure he's gonna finish this guy. This guy has been finished by Felipe Maya, I mean, back in the day, but I don't know. It might go the distance. I'll pick Nate Kelly by submission, though. He's got really like back takes and submission skills. I'll pick Nate Kelly by submission. I think he can get a finish out there, maybe late 3rd round, 2nd round.
Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. Submission.
Nate Kelly's minus 1200. Jesus Christ, minus 1200. Over 1.5 rounds, minus 115. Under 1.5, minus 115. I think it goes over, but I'm not really confident here. I'm not really sure. Nate Kelly, normally he's getting a submission the 2nd round when he's out there finishing people.
Yeah, I think at the line, I don't know if it's like a parlay piece or not, but I think
he's got all four submissions the 1st round. That was the 2nd round. I think I picked him by 2nd submission. He got a 1st round submission over this guy, Solemis, whatever his name is.
Wow, so the 1.5 is minus 115 either way, over or under, and that's tough to call.
Yeah.
Do you think over or under?
I think Jose seems pretty tough, man. He went to this with the Magomed Sharma. He's pretty has really good ground and pound. I watched some tape on the guy today. He's fighting on this card also, and he's got really slick grappling. And if he can't finish you, I mean, maybe you can stay safe, but I don't know. Nate Kelly has a lot of finishes early, so he's got all like finishes in the 1st round.
Yeah, I think I like the over better because I think it's it's like a step up in competition.
Yeah, I mean, he fought with Costing, right? I mean, getting wins over Indian fighters. I mean, India's not really like crazy in MMA right now. Their fighters are pretty horrible out there. Like, they don't really face any competition out there. So, and I think Vikas actually had some good moments in that first couple minutes in that fight. Eventually, gassed out and got tired. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Nate Kelly by we'll pick him by submission. But what's the submission? Is there even playable?
I don't even think they have line for submission. I'm not.
Yeah, they don't have the line yet.
Yeah, I think the Bellator like props will probably be out like Thursday is my guess because the fight's not until Saturday. Let's see. We got a couple people in the chat, right? The new matchup for Shara. Honestly,
I see that Tricoli was supposed to fight Iker Mozker, right? Last week. I mean,
Tricoli. Yeah, I think Tricoli's. I mean, he's a big dude, but that's about it. I mean,
yeah, he's not. I don't see him getting a submission on Magomedov, but I think Magomedov should be okay to parlay.
Yeah, I'm more confident in Magomedov now than I was in his original matchup. His original matchup was
the guy had a lot of experience, but I was picking him over him pretty confidently. But yeah, this is an easier matchup
This is a way easier matchup for sure. Let's see what we got here. We got this Bellator card is much tougher than the PFL card. I agree with JD there. There's a couple of spots, but it's definitely closer, which is rare for a Bellator card that we got some close ones because the only fighters
I like some underdogs on this card. There's some good underdog spots on this card, I feel like. Even though normally like a lot of favorites win in Bellator, PFL, like a lot of fights, the bookies are pretty onto it. But I think there's some good underdogs on this card.
That's not a bad rule there for Nate Brown. I don't mind that at all. I think I mean, like if you're under minus 250, solid. Any minus 600, any higher, yeah. I mean, it's usually not worth it. I mean, unless
I lost my parlay on this one guy. You remember Mark Ewan? Mark Ewan, his name is Mark. He lost a people fight recently. Mark, I think he lost to Pichello, I think. Mark Ewan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, he has only got that. He was a minus 900. I shouldn't have parlayed him, I guess. But I was like, it's a free parlay. Like,
I do remember that. That was a few months ago.
That was like a couple weeks ago, I think. A couple weeks back.
Was it that recent? Gosh, that feels like forever ago.
2 weeks ago, I think. It wasn't that long ago.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So there you go.
Last week's PFO was actually easy for parlays. Last week was pretty easy. Every favorite won until like the one fun fighter on the card. Mordovsky lost, right? But other than that, every favorite one.
Yeah, it's usually pretty favorite heavy for
PFO, yeah.
For that. So we can move on to the next one. You can kick it off. We have okay.
Olena Kolesnik.
Yeah, Olena Kolesnik. Yeah, she's taking on Sarah Collins.
Yeah, Kolesnik's kind of tricky, man. She actually beat Aspinallad. It was like Aspinallad to stop fighting in that fight. I think she won the first round, then to stop fighting. It's like a really weird fight. It was like a really sloppy, like striking match. And mostly Aspinallad wasn't mixing in takedowns at all. It was a really weird fight. I mean, so I don't really know how good Kolesnik really is. I mean, only lost her to Pacheco. The last, like, how many fights? I mean, lost in the last 5 fights. That's her only 2 losses, and Pacheco's a beast. She lost to Pacheco 3 times. I mean, that's 3 of her losses in her fights. I mean, in her 6 losses. So, like, I'm just going to scrape that off the record because it's like, I think Sarah Collins probably was good Pacheco too. Man, this is a tough one. I'm not really sold on Collins though. I'll pick Kolesnik. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sold on Collins. I'm not really. I watched some tape on her, but I'm not. She's like she barely won over Sinead Kavanaugh, who's also fighting this card, who's pretty horrible. Just yeah, I'm picking Kolesnik, but don't bet on this fight. I wouldn't really tell you guys to go throw money on it. But at least he has a better win than anyone that Sarah is actually out there beating, right?
Yeah, Sarah's best win, didn't she?
That's from that. She Kolesnik's best win is that
Kavanaugh, didn't she?
She beat Kavanaugh. It was pretty bad. I was watching tape. I was watching some tape on Kavanaugh, and I think there's a rematch on this card with the fighters he lost to recently on the card before. I mean, a couple years back.
Yeah, I think this is a tricky one. Like you said, like don't bet this fight. I'll take the Collins side because I think she's gonna be able to get it to the mat, but like I don't feel good about it. It's her.
She might get takedowns. If she goes for takedowns, she can probably win. Yeah.
You what?
So you can probably win if she wrestles.
But. Yeah. If she uses her judo, gets her up against the cage, and starts to look for trips, looks for throws, she wins the fight. But if she gets stuck in a striking fight, she's gonna get pieced up. So I'll take Collins, but like I said, just don't bet it. Just don't bet it. It's probably going to decision.
Yeah, it's gonna go the distance for sure. What's the over? Is there an over? Let me see the over in this one.
It's probably ridiculous.
Minus 225 is not bad for over.
That's not bad. It's not bad. That's not
even she's only been TKO'd by the Pacheco, right? All 3 times. I mean, Pacheco's only one that knocked her out.
And I mean, rightfully so.
I don't think Sarah's gonna submit her. I don't know. She's only got like 2 submissions. I mean, hasn't really subbed anyone that decent out there. I think it goes longer. I think maybe one of them win by a decision. Over 2.5 should be okay. But probably just stay away from this one. Probably just a better stay away.
Yeah, definitely stay away from that one. Definitely. So dogs easier to spot during regular season. Yeah, I think so too. Because of the point season or the point, whatever. I agree with that, Nate. That definitely is definitely like when you get to the playoffs, it's different because they're now just fighting to win rather than fighting to get points. So that does change things quite a bit. MMA locker room. Hey, you know, the whiteboard gets it done for me. So appreciate you, brother. I like the whiteboard because it just differentiates me
Something
from everybody else.
different, bro, than other people. I just use topology for myself. It's
That's what
like
most people do. So, and I want to do
I
it
don't have
different.
time to make graphics, right? I'd make graphics if I had time. If I do this full
Dude,
time
yeah.
sometime, I mean, in the future, maybe I'll make graphics.
Yeah, graphics, it takes forever.
Bro, like if you're
So
like,
the
there's people
marketing
out there that make graphics because they make a lot of money every month. I'm not gonna name the channel, but the guy's always like talking shit about people using topology, bro. Like, but if you have time, I mean, I'll make graphics, but it takes a lot of time. Like,
so much
but,
time. Like it takes a lot of time to write on the marker board, but graphics.
I mean,
will take
watching
forever.
tape already takes a lot of time. Watching tape when fights, I mean, when you're gonna make graphics on top of that, like, fuck, it's like.
Especially like this week, we've got UFC, PFL, Bellator, and LFA. If you're interested in that, I know a couple of guys.
I got like a couple
LFA,
spots in LFA. I think rep. I mean, she's fighting the undefeated girl in LFA. I like rep as a dog in there, but not like crazy confident. But
We'll
rep,
take a quick
yeah, we'll
sidetrack
take a
for the
look at it
LFA.
after. Yeah.
What do you think? So Aeneas Renfro is a guy he's from my hometown, and he's making his pro debut. Kid's a good wrestler. Striking's it's all right. It's not bad.
Where's he fighting? LFA? He's fighting LFA.
He's fighting the LFA. Aeneas Renfro.
Renfro. I don't see him. Do I see him here? Let me see.
Unless it fell off today, but he was on last night. Last I saw. Where are we at?
I don't really see him on here.
It should be there. Hold
on. LFA 186, right?
Let's see. Yeah, 186. It should be there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's fighting Aaron Beltran. He's plus 190 now. So money's coming on him.
Bro, why don't I? Maybe I'm just not seeing it.
You're not seeing it?
Okay, I'll see a Renfro. Aeneas Renfro, right?
Yep. Yeah, I just bet him yesterday at plus 200. I don't know if it was a good bet. I bet him just because I know the guy.
He's supposed to fight Walters, right? Walter was going to be a good matchup, I think, if he fought Walters.
Yeah, we got him against Aaron Beltran right now. But
I've been watching the tape on this guy, so I'm not really sure.
There you go. Take a look at it when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it after.
Let me know. Because
I think Bekoy was fighting in the main win. Until Bekoy starts finishing people, man, the UFC's never gonna sign this guy. This guy's so boring to watch, bro. It's like Dana White hates people that just wrestle. Like he signed what's his name, Budka. Like so I don't really get it. Sometimes Dana White he'll sign some of these guys. I mean, I'm sure Bekoy is probably looking for a better contract than Budka probably got right from the UFC. So taking that fight on short notice against Cedar Almeida. Yeah, Bekoy was gonna have to defend that belt until he starts finishing people out there. He's the main one. I think he's fighting this guy who's fought some okay guys. Yeah.
Yep. But we can get back to Bellator. We took a little sidetrack, so we'll go right back to it before we get too sidetracked. Let's see, what fight are we on? We're on Otta versus
Roger. The Otta was supposed to fight someone else. He wasn't supposed to fight this guy, undefeated guy.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight somebody else, and then this guy, this 5-5
guy. Francisco Nuzzi, I think that's who he's supposed to fight. I was willing to bet him at dog money. I was like waiting. I was like, let me watch some tape on this guy. By the time I was watching tape, the fight got canceled. I was willing to take a shot on Oda there. I was like, maybe he can make some takedowns, but it was gonna be a tough fight. He probably would have got subbed in that fight. But now he's fighting an absolute fucking can, so probably first round KO. I think Oda. I mean, normally he's a guy that's gonna look for control, but I think he's gonna get a KO. I think he's gonna finish maybe a submission or TKO first round under 1.5.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to say on this one, honestly. Yeah, Oda should be able to just run him over. I mean, there's a reason he's like a minus 1,000.
1,400, I think. It was a minus 2,000 even sometimes. I've seen minus 2,000 on some books out there.
Yeah.
But under 1.5 was like minus 170 earlier. I just didn't get a chance to parlay him. But I think you should be able to finish this guy early. He's going to get those takedowns. He's going to get top-ish, and he's going to finish him, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, his money line's not even worth parlaying. I think he wins though.
Just take a shot on the under if you're gonna. If BetOnline had give you a chance to parlay the under 2.5 rounds, I would lock that in a parlay for sure. Under 1.5 is tricky because 1.5 like rounds go by so quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys can survive, but I think he's gonna get those takedowns. He's gonna be too heavy on top. He's gonna get the finish. First round TKO for Oda, but what's the props? Yeah. No, we don't have props for this one yet.
Yeah, we're all good on that one. We know what's up. Let's move on to the next one. Next one we have Kamedov taking on Alves. This is a good fight. This is probably one of the tougher
Yeah, always not bad, man. He lost to William
Yeah.
Lacerda, right? Who recently made his debut in the UFC. Not recently, I mean, a couple months ago. We haven't seen him since he lost his debut. I think he fought Lacerda as like an elephant prospect. I mean,
Yeah, Lacerda's
lost his
his only
debut.
loss
Lost his debut
recently.
to Cody Stamen, then lost to Blackshear. That he might have been cut. He might have been cut after. So
Yeah.
like losing to Lacerda, we can give him a break for that one, I guess. But
Yeah, I wouldn't
um,
say that he's like I wouldn't say
yeah,
that Alves is the type of guy that's like top tier, but he's like, a step or two down. Like he's not UFC level, and we don't know if Kamadov is yet either.
he's fighting
So,
some better guy. I mean, he's actually fighting some okay guys out there. He's not
mhm.
fighting complete bums out there. He's fighting Jungle Fight. I mean, Jungle Fight, LFA. I like guys that are at least fighting in LFA and stuff, right? But I'm not gonna pick him here. I think I'm gonna go with the Kamidov. I think this guy can probably make some takedowns. I'll grapple him. Maybe look for a submission, but I'm gonna pick Kamidov by maybe like a I don't know. This guy's only been sub once, right? Always only been sub once by Lacerda. No, he's been sub 2 times. Never mind. I'll pick him by submission. Maybe he can
I
get a
think he's getting a
submission
decision, but I think we're on the same
and
side. Kamadov
decision.
decision. I think
Yeah,
Alves is able to hang in there.
I'll go by submission though. But
There you go.
maybe he can go longer. Always is pretty tough. He's gonna give him a tough fight though.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be an easy one for him, but I think Kamadov he has to be the side. I think he's the more proven commodity as far as like knowing what you're going to get from him, and how what his game plan is going to be, and he's going to go out there and do what he's got to do. I mean, the guy's 15-0. Obviously, he's done something right, but eventually he's going to meet that guy that beats him. I just don't think this is quite it. So yeah, Kamadov's aside. We can move right on to the next one. We got Simeon Powell taking on Abdullah Rami. I think is how you say that, Rami. Either way, you go ahead and kick this one off. Who do you like and why?
Bro, Simeon Powell, like I bet this guy by finish over Daniel Ladero, whatever his name is, and just couldn't finish the guy, bro. Like this guy just he's got has some power. I mean, stoned the Nadeau in that first round a couple of times. Couldn't really hurt him or drop him at all. Then Nadeau eventually knocked him out. I was in Nadeau there at +1. I was like, I'm just gonna take Nadeau because Simeon Powell, like I was like, I'm done with this guy because he couldn't finish the guy Daniel. He's got a lot of reach, man. He's got 85-inch reach. I mean, 6'5", so long and rangy. I'll pick him, but I wouldn't really trust him at -600. I don't know. Like so that means like he's not really fighting anyone out there. Who's he been fighting other than his fight over NPFO debut? He hasn't really fought anyone good.
That's
I'm
my
gonna
thought
pick
exactly.
Powell. I'm gonna pick Powell, but I wouldn't just stay away myself. That's my
Yep.
opinion. I'm just gonna stay away. I'm not gonna touch him at -600.
No
I'm
way.
not sure he's gonna finish him. He should probably finish this guy, but like I'm not gonna bet him by finish either.
Yeah, I don't feel like you can trust Powell, especially like
Yes, -335 for finish. I mean, fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I would. It's one of those things like you pick Powell just for your Tapology picks, but like I don't think he's going to live up to that price tag. Like I understand
He's taken 6 months off, right, since that TKO loss, so at least he's taken some time off. So like 6 months is good for good time off for him to, because he took a lot of damage in that fight.
Yeah. So this should be a bounce back fight for him, but I mean he's going up against a guy that's 7-1. It's just the level of competition is a lot different. That's 7-1. It's like it's all right. It's not like he's fought bums, but he's not fighting.
Powell should be able to stay on the outside, use that reach, and don't trade in the pocket.
Yep. Yeah, those long rangey straights. That's what he needs to do. But we can move on to the next one. We have Hassan Magomed-Sharipov taking on Tyler Mathieson.
Jabit's
And
brother,
I'll start
right?
this one.
Jabit's brother.
I mean,
This guy's good, man.
Magomed-Sharipov's killing him.
Yeah,
This ain't close.
He's gonna finish him. I think he's gonna probably ground and pound. Even though Mathison's never been finished, I actually took him as a dog over an LFA, over Griffin period, and he actually I think he won that fight by TKO. I was like maybe I picked him by decision there, but he actually finished the guy. But I think this is all day Magomed-Sharipov.
Yeah.
He's got better wrestling, better striking, better kicks from the outside. This should be clear as day for Magomed-Sharipov. I'm not completely sure he should probably finish him. Mathis is in pretty good shape, but he's gonna be way undersized here. He's 5'5" only, like he's gonna be way smaller. And Sharpov's probably gonna get those takedowns, he's gonna get maybe ground and pounds nasty. I think Magomed-Sharipov probably finishes him. I think he could be the first one to finish him.
It's rightful. He's a rightful -2,000 favorite. Mathieson is, I mean, he's 6-3, but he's 4-1 in his last 5, which is a good sign. And I mean, like it's like a it's a good fight for building your resume, I think. But yeah, Magomedov, easy win. We can just jump right into the next one there. We have Kazim Kazimov taking on Matthias Matos.
Yeah.
And we've got both of those guys going up in the bantamweight division. Who do you got in this one? I feel like I know who you're on, but who do you have?
Even though Kasimov trains at with the Habib's team, right? He trains at Habib's team. I don't know. I'm not really sold on the guy, bro. Like he's out there fighting in Brave CF, which is good promotion. But who's he really out there beating? I mean, he beat Josh Hill. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, Josh Hill has a lot of close fights with guys out there. Then he beat Ulu. I mean, so like, I'm not sure if I'm like completely sold on this guy. I'm picking Matos. I'm picking this guy, man. I'm picking this. He's at least he's fought Peter Yan and Magomedov. So like, he's fought way better guys out there. Not a high confidence pick because he's probably gonna get taken on. Kasumov has really good takedowns, body lock takedowns, inside trip takedowns. But he's 15-1. Obviously, that record looks really good on paper. Maybe this guy really is the real deal. I mean, he's gonna be training at a really good gym, trains with Umar Nurmagomedov, so maybe he's really that guy. But until I see it, if he goes out there and smokes Matos, I'll be okay. I'll be like, okay, this guy is the real deal.
But I think this is the first time we disagree.
I'm gonna pick Matos by decision. Maybe you can outwork him, but he's probably gonna if he gets taken down, you might as well just if you're betting on Matos, just rip your tickets because he's probably not gonna get up.
Yeah, I think Matos is gonna have moments, but I think he's gonna get smothered. I think Kazimov is gonna be able to smother him when he needs to and grind out a really, really just gritty decision. But yeah, like I think this is a tough test for him. And Matos is a dog. Matos has the ability to go in there and upset people. What's the line on Matos?
Minus 150 for Kasim. So the line's not that crazy.
Yeah, I mean either side. It had like you could bet either side and feel.
If he goes out there and smokes Matos, like his line's gonna be minus 600 next time.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. I don't think he's gonna smoke him. I think it's gonna be a close fight, but I think he's gonna grind him out. I think he's gonna just edge out.
He could definitely grind him out if he gets those takedowns.
The way he fights, he has that ability just to like, we're just gonna wet blanket you. So, and I think that's
what he also trains with Umar, right? He trains with Umar, so shit, I might change my pick now because he trains with Umar. I watched tape on this guy, and he's actually getting takedowns. Those even when you defend a single leg takedown, he'll like get a body lock and inside trip takedowns.
Yeah,
and this is like this guy could be the real deal.
Dude, there's something about it. If you can just grind people out, like you can just win fights, like because even if it's boring.
Yeah, the guy Mateos fought. I mean, he fought this guy Ray Palencia, who's like okay mid. He's not really crazy good.
The Palencia one's a good win.
Yeah, Palencia's he's not really crazy proven. He's like 10-2, but has some wins and other fade. But I picked Palencia there, and I actually picked Palencia there by decision. But I don't know. I'll change my pick. I'll go with the Russian guy because
now I'm gonna feel bad if you get it wrong, but
no, it's all good. He trains with Umar. That's the only way. Reason I'm favoring him because he's gonna be like if he's out there like wrestling with Umar, like he's probably gonna get those takedowns over Matos. I'll say decision. I don't see him finishing Matos.
Yeah, I don't think it's a finish. I think it's a real grindy decision, is what my guess is. But we can move to the next one. We've got the prospect of the Irish Bellator, stardom is Daro Kelly, and he's taking on Matthias Puron. I think is how you say that.
Yeah,
and I think you obviously got to pick Daro Kelly until you get a reason not to. But the guy's 5-0 and he's not really beaten anybody, so it makes me nervous. And he's going against a guy who's 7-1, has more experience, also really hasn't beaten anybody. But
at least Daro's fighting in Bellator, and and he's out there finishing some of these guys. I mean,
but he's getting spoon-fed matchups. So even if it isn't Bellator,
it's in Ireland. So I don't know. This guy, is he? It's
not like you can parlay Daro Kelly.
First Grand Prix. What the fuck is this? MMA GP. I've never heard of this promotion before. I'm gonna pick the guy that's at least fighting in Bellator, fighting a legit promotion. This guy could be fighting taxi drivers out there, and they might be throwing fights out there. You never know.
Some of the people they brought in for Daro Kelly looked like taxi drivers, so there is that too. But I don't know. So yeah, I'm taking Kelly though. Like I said, you got to take him until you have a reason not to. But I mean, his line is too wide. Money did come in on his opponent. Actually, he's down under -1,000. He's at -980. But I still don't think.
No,
I still think
I
he's
wouldn't really
fight.
touch that line because I'm not
No
sure.
way.
Maybe this guy, the other guy that hasn't got an opportunity fighting PFL yet, maybe he's good, but
Yeah, betting on a guy with only 5 fights is just not something I want to do.
he's still
So,
improved. Unless he's fighting an absolute bum, which this guy's only 20 years old.
yeah,
I'll go Kelly by decision.
exactly. Yeah, Kelly probably gets it done, but just, whatever. We can move on to the next one. We have Norbert Novenier Jr. He's taking on Dalton Rasta. Who do you like in this one? I have an interesting take here, I think.
So like Dalton Ross, right? I bet him over. I shouldn't have bet him over Aaron Jeffrey because Aaron Jeffrey is just one of those guys. Like if you're not ready for that pace for all 3 rounds, he's probably gonna fraud check you. Which is I wouldn't really say it was a fraud check. It was like more experience gap because Aaron Jeffrey's fought way better guys out there and he was able to grind him out for win the second, third round. 2020 it was 2020. I bet him over in that spot over Jeffrey, and obviously he got grinded out by Jeffrey. But I'm not gonna give up on Dalton Ross yet. I think I think you can learn from the experience, man. But Junior, it was like he's not bad. I watched some tape on this guy. This guy can wrestle. He's got that karate stand striking style where he moves in and out of range pretty fast. He's got some nice counters, a nice overhand right that he likes to throw. He's also got some submission skills on the ground. This guy can definitely go for takedowns, look for submissions. I mean, he's got a triangle chokes on his record. I mean, couple of finishes. I mean, but I'm gonna pick Dalton Ross by decision. I think he can stay safe. He's not chinny by any means, so I don't think that Junior brings a type of style where like Aaron Jeffrey is really heavy in the clinch, heavy grinding style. Ross, if he hasn't worked on the cardio, man, he's probably gonna lose this fight if he hasn't been working the cardio. I'm gonna pick Rasta by decision.
Yeah. So for Rasta, it's interesting because I'm on him as well, but he was the underdog earlier in the week, and he's now the favorite.
Yeah, I took him at plus. What was it? I took him at like plus money for Huffing, and not something crazy, but I was like, oh, because I was like, when you lose money on a guy, like you don't want to be betting them again. But I was like, let me take a shot on him plus money. I think I took him at plus 110 or something like that. Let me see.
He really impressed me with his striking in the Anthony Adams fight because Anthony Adams, even though he's just kind of like an all right fighter, the dude's a legitimate striker. Like
it was plus 110. Yeah, it was plus 110.
Plus 110. It's good play. Good
the line moved pretty fast.
Yeah, plus 110 is legit. So, yeah, I think Dalton Ross is going to get this one too. I think he's the more complete fighter. But yeah,
I think he can wrestle. He can go for takedowns. I don't think he's going to get subbed in the ground either.
No, I think he's the more complete fighter. I think he's going to be able to I think he's on the feet. He's going to hit harder. I think in the grappling, he's going to be the one on top. So I'm going to take Rasta. I think he's going to win most of the areas this fight's in. But I could see some like slick transitions from Venier. He does have some pretty good grappling.
Venier's not bad. He's going to be looking for submissions for sure.
Yeah. So if Rasta minds his P's and Q's,
he fights at a crazy pace too. He goes for like a lot of finishes early. So I don't think he's finishing Rasta in the first round. Or like even
Rasta, he took a little issue with one of my videos one time, and it's funny because I picked him to beat Anthony Adams, but I said that Adams is a better striker, so Rasta's going to need to grapple. And then after after the fight, he comes back into my comments section, and
fighters do that sometimes. I've had fighters from LFA before that do that. They just come back. They're like, "Oh fuck, you were doubting me, bro."
I was like, "Dude, I picked you to win. Why are you mad?" He's like, "I told you. I knew I could outstrike this guy." I was like, "Yeah, you showed me what's up." But like, dude, I picked you. Like, let's chill out. It was so funny. I like Dalton Rasta though. I mean, whatever.
He's chill. He's clearly juicing for sure. I mean, this guy's a physique on this guy is definitely been juicing.
I do wonder how much.
I think he did an interview with the MMA experts recently, like a year back, I think, before his fight with Aaron Jeffrey, and he was talking about like all the stuff that he takes, all the supplements that he's on, that he's on like 20, 30 different supplements every day, bro. It's crazy.
You got to be on something, right? I mean,
hopefully he's been working the cardio, because if he hasn't been working the cardio, but I don't think this guy has a pace I don't think his style is like grinding heavy style like Jeffrey's, where he's gonna wear you out in the clinch and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Ross is gonna be able to get this one done, and I think the fact that he's now the favorite makes sense. But we can move on to the next one. We have Sinead Kavanaugh and Arlene Blenko, and this one actually, I'll
rematch.
This is a good fight. I think this is gonna be a fun fight. I think they're gonna trade on the feet quite a bit because neither of these two is really gonna like look to go for the grappling. I don't think. I think what we're gonna get is Kavanaugh probably edging out a decision because she's the hometown girl, but like it's a good fight. I think Blanco's tough as nails, so I could see this one being a gritty back and forth. Both ladies bloody as heck at the end of this fight. I'm just gonna go with Kavanaugh, but I think the over is the better probably bet, even though let's see, Kavanaugh's now the underdog. No, the over's -275. I mean,
Yeah, Kavanaugh hasn't he been the underdog? I mean, I haven't really been interested in betting
I'm
this fight, but
pretty sure she was she was -155 at Open, and it's been slowly creeping
because
down.
he lost the first fight, right? He lost the first fight barely. It was like a split, wasn't it? A split
Yep.
decision or some shit.
And I think that's what we're gonna get here, but since we're in Dublin, I think it's gonna go Kavanaugh's way.
Yeah, I'll leave Kavanaugh, but she's actually gonna be looking for arm bars on the grappling. Like she's actually been looking for submissions and stuff on the grappling. Her cardio is terrible though. I think she's a lesbian also, so I'll pick her because she's a lesbian. Because she's got that hairstyle. She might be a lesbian, so I'll pick her. Lesbian strength.
There you go, lesbian strength.
But over 2.5, yeah, over 2.5 should be solid. I don't think Kavanaugh's getting a submission. Her jiu-jitsu is not crazy where she's gonna get a submission right away. Even though like this girl has been sub 5 times. I mean, well, I think it goes all the way around. It's gonna be a sloppy fight, 28-28, maybe split, another split.
She definitely didn't look very good in her last fight, and she is getting up there. So I won't be surprised if Blanco wins at all. But yeah, like for the sake of a pick, give me the hometown girl. But yeah, like JD said, you know, she's on a bit of a decline. And I mean,
yes, they both kind of look terrible. I mean, they both look terrible.
Yeah, Blanco's what 2-3 in her last 5 fights. Kavanaugh's 3-2. So neither of them are doing like super well.
I watched the Leah McCord fight, and she's actually like outworking that girl, like, which is not bad. That was 2.5 years ago, though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, it's just time's flying by. Like 2.5 years ago. Yeah, she's 38. There you go. So like at 38, and like one thing though, I will say,
women's MMA. I mean, age is not that much of a factor in women's MMA. I feel like then.
Yeah, women age better than men. I don't know why, but they do. For MMA, they age way better than men. Like you could be like 40 as a woman in MMA and still doing just fine, and like a dude at 40, and like unless you're a heavyweight, you're cooked. So, but yeah, we can move right on. We're both kind of like slightly leaning on that one, so it's not a fight to bet. We got Bobby King and Paul Hughes, the debut in Bellator for Paul Hughes. Yeah. You go ahead and kick this one off. Who do you like and why?
I like Paul Hughes a lot. Even at this line, -600, I probably should stay away. -625. -625. I keep getting the line wrong, but I like Paul Hughes a lot, man. I think he's getting better. He's actually striking is really clean. His takedown defense is solid. Even though he hasn't really he fought Morgan Charrier, who's in the UFC right now. Should have probably won his debut, for being honest, in UFC. Has a win over Jordan Senek, who's a really good high-level grappler in the Cage Warriors. I see him getting this one done. I don't know if he's gonna get a finish. Bobby King is pretty fucking tough, man. He's been knocked out 2 times, and even though he went to distance with Chablis, I mean, which is good. Chablis has some power on his shots and hasn't been knocked out since 2017. I like Paul Hughes as a parlay piece. I think you can mix him in a parlay with some LFA fighters or like a PFO fighters and stuff. Even -625 is solid, I think. I really don't see him losing this fight. If he loses this fight, man, his career might be over before it begins. But I just don't see him losing this fight. I think he's gonna be controlling every minute of the fight. And Bobby King is like 40 years old now. Like, yeah, I saw the weigh-in, the face-offs, and this guy looks like he's 50 years old.
Well, yeah, see, Bobby King was the type of guy not that long ago that could really upset a prospect.
Yeah, I watched him.
He's not. He's really kind of declined in his last few fights.
I watched the Chablis fight. I remember it was a Chablis fight. Yeah, it was a Chablis fight in Bellator. That was back when they used to stream fights on YouTube for free in Canada.
Yep.
I was watching that one, and like he put up a good fight. And I mean, it was like obviously Chablis won the fight clearly, but he was keeping it competitive in some exchanges on the feet. Well, I think Connor Hughes should get this one done. He's got better knees up the middle. He mixes in his targets really well on the feet. They can even solid. Yeah, Paul Hughes should take it all day, but I'm just not sure if he's gonna finish him though. He probably could finish him later in the second, third round because King's getting up there in age. He's getting older now, and he hasn't fought in a year.
I think it'd almost be more impressive if he gets a late finish than an early finish, because even though Paul Hughes has some recognition from like his Cage Warriors days, the like casual like PFL Bellator fan like that just kind of whatever. They don't have any idea who he is.
Oh, he should have been signed to UFC, man. I can't believe UFC didn't sign him. Like, what's
They
going on?
tried. He turned him down. Bellator PFL /
They paid him more money in
Yeah, they
Bellator.
offered him
Really?
more.
Wow.
UFC was going to offer him just a standard like 10 for 10, 12 for 12 type of deal.
10 for 10. Guys.
Yeah.
He said he was fighting for he was spending his own money to fight in Cage Warriors. They weren't paying him shit over there.
Yeah, PFL said that they were like, yeah, we can give you 3 fights in 2024, and then in 2025 he can get into the season. So he was like, yeah, I'll do that. Because I mean, at the end of the season, next like in 2025, who knows? Maybe he'll have an opportunity to go to the UFC then. But yeah, he said just because of the money, he wanted to go to PFL. Because I watched an interview with him and Helwani, and that's what he said. So
yeah, I was really expecting to see him in the UFC, man. I was like, we're gonna see this guy in the UFC. I was really hoping, but in Bellator, I mean, they picked him up. I mean, so
yeah,
at least
I would
he's
have
not
loved
fighting in Cage Warriors anymore. Cage Warriors
is really... a rematch with him and Charrier in the UFC. Charrier,
I mean, I feel bad for Charrier, man. Like, he should have won that fight over Chepe Marisco.
I'm glad he didn't because I'd have bet on Chepe, but at the same time,
me too. I picked Chepe by decision too, but it was like, I don't know. I don't think it was a close fight though. It was definitely a close fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like a brutal robbery, but it was like probably
most people were on Sharia's side though. The line was like even money almost at one point.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Paul Hughes by maybe TKO or just isn't. I don't see him going for submissions. And Bobby can just be pretty good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Okay, so we can hit the main event and then we'll do the parlay. So the main event we have is Jason Jackson and Ramazan Kuramagomedov. This is a good main event.
Kuramagomedov is actually pretty good, man, but hasn't had the chance to prove it yet.
I thought about betting him as an underdog, but Jason Jackson just looks so gosh darn good in his last
right now, the last couple fights. I mean, this guy, no one really knew about this guy before he fought Emma Sabre. I mean, people knew about it. People knew about him, but no one really put their respect on this guy like that he has now.
Yeah, he was a boring fighter before that fight.
If he didn't beat Emma Sabre, he'd probably be like even money or might be an underdog in this spot here. Emma Sabre just looked terrible, man. Emma Sabre looked like he just woke up from a dream and fucking was fighting out there. He looked terrible out there. I didn't bet Emma Sabre there. I was like, stayed away. I was like, Emma Sabre was like, honest. People were calling Emma Sabre the Habib, right? The new Habib in Bellator. That's what people are calling Emma Sabre. But his striking, bro, Jason Jackson striking looks really clean, but I don't know, man. There's something about this guy. His defense is solid. If he fought Ray Cooper, who's like came up a weight class, probably shouldn't have been fighting at this weight class at middleweight. I mean, Ray Cooper. I mean, I don't think Ray Cooper actually trains properly. Emma Sabre, I mean, that was a really, really weird fight. He defended all takedowns against Emma Sabre, just knocked him out on the feet. Lima is like washed up at this point. I think Lima's like washed at this point. But he does look really good. That's still a good win. I mean, it's better wins than anyone that Kuramagomedov has. I'm still not sure I'm gonna pick in this one. This one's like I want to pick the underdog, Kuramagomedov. He trains with Habib's team.
Well, if you're gonna take a dog, this is the one to take. But at the same time, like we said, Jason Jackson just looks so good.
Yeah, like he's 33 years old. Like Kuramagomedov is 27. If he beats Jason Jackson, this is gonna be his best win by a mile. Like he beat Jaleel Willis, who's just kind of not really chinny. Man, he's just never been top guy. Beat Willis. I mean, I bet the under in that one, under 1.5. I think in that one. Yeah, I miss Kuramagomedov, man. 6-1. I'm gonna go with Jason Jackson because it's at least more proven. But at least we know more about this guy. But Kuramagomedov could be that next guy out, but. He's undefeated, 12-0 right now. Maybe if he knocks out Jason Jackson on the feet, I mean,
that'd be insane.
Jason Jackson.
I don't think he's never knockout wins.
He's only been injured one time. He's never been knocked out.
Yeah,
he's got 2 TKO losses, but one of them was an
ankle. Does Kuramagomedov have a knockout win? I know he's got a bunch of submissions and a bunch of.
He's got a knockout. He got a clean knockout, but with a flying knee in the clinch over Jaleel Willis in that fight. That was a brutal.
I remember that.
That was a brutal KO in that fight.
Yeah. But other than that,
I'm gonna pick Jackson by decision. I don't think he's finishing yet. I don't think he's finishing Kuramagomedov unless Kuramagomedov gets really tired. It's 5 rounds, right? By the way. 5 rounds. Jackson has been 5 rounds many times. But maybe Ramazan is that guy. But until I see it, I'm not gonna pick him over.
Yeah, I think this is a don't bet it kind of fight. I think
I'd
because
probably take something like finish only for Kuramagomedov. I like it's plus money finish only for Kuramagomedov.
can
I don't know
you
if I've
can you
seen
get
any finish. Yeah, Kuramagomedov by finish only is I think it was like plus
oh yeah
170 earlier.
yeah scorecards no
Plus
action for
160. So the line came
Kuramag
down a bit now. It's like plus
plus
170 earlier
160.
today. It's plus 160 now. So there's some money
That's
coming
not
in at
bad.
finish only. I don't think Jackson. I mean, he's got some ground and pound, but I don't think he's getting ground and pound finish over Kuramagomedov, who's a good wrestler also. He's probably good.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna work him though. I think this season if he wins. Well, I might pull the trigger and finish on maybe like a half unit on finish only maybe for Kuramagomedov. His
Yeah.
finisher is plus 300. Oh yeah, if it goes a distance, you're gonna get your money back on a guy that hasn't been 5 rounds before. But
Yeah.
if he beats Jackson in a 5 round fight this season, bro, that's gonna be impressive.
That'd be
That's gonna be
insane.
way more impressive than getting a KO or something like that on the feet.
Yeah, if he can just beat Jackson like clearly on the scorecards, that would really put a stamp on it. And then you'd know that this guy who's now 13-0 is the real deal. I think Jackson's too big of a step up for him at this point, but maybe not. Like I could see Kuramagomedov winning, but I've got to side with Jason Jackson. But
I don't see him getting a submission in Jackson. I don't think submission is there or at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be by catching him with the knee or something up the middle. Even then, Jackson striking has been looking really good out there. He's trained at Kill Cliff FC, right? So he's training with some high level guys out there. Kill Cliff FC.
Weren't they saying that Jason Jackson was like the guy that was like knocking out Ian Gary in practice or something like that?
I think it was Shavkat. I don't think it was. I think
okay.
that was Shavkat. I don't think it was.
Rumor was that it was Jason Jackson.
But was it really? Jesus Christ! I mean, he's bigger than him, right? So maybe it did. Was beating. He's got a crazy cardio also. Yeah, he was really boring before. I mean, Bellator days, he was like one of the most boring fighters to watch during Bellator.
Before the title fight.
Yeah, he wasn't finishing anyone before in Bellator.
Yeah.
Bellator,
I remember because Jason Jackson, didn't he have like a shot on the Contender Series or something like way back?
Yeah, he did. Who did he lose to? He lost.
I don't know if he lost. He won and was just
Kyle Stewart. It was an ankle injury, yo. It was an ankle injury.
Oh, that's right.
He broke his ankle now.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I mean, that sucks. I mean, he's a millionaire now. He won all this money now.
Oh yeah, dude's doing okay with that. So I guess we're both on that one. So okay, let's go ahead and let's put together a parlay, shall we?
Let's do a parlay.
We got to at least get it to plus 100, but let's try to shoot for a plus 500.
I like Paul Hughes. I think we have to put him in there. I don't think he's losing. So we put him in there minus 625, but I think he's gonna win for sure. But minus 625 is crazy. We'll put him in there. I think he's gonna win for sure. And what else we got?
I think we put Primus in there.
Primus, yeah, put Primus in there.
Minus 180.
Are you doing the odds right now, or should I check the odds?
I'm on the odds right now. Right now we're at minus 124 with Primus and Hughes.
Primus, Hughes. Let's go over that. Let me go with the PFL card. I like what's his name? Impa. I like Impa in there. I think Impa is gonna. What's the line on Impa?
Impa minus 355. I'll take that. We'll put him in.
Yeah, Impa in there. I think Wilkinson, but Wilkinson's Silver is tricky, man. Silver is definitely tricky. But I like Wilkinson. I think Wilkinson's gonna win.
Minus 270. Okay.
And
okay, so we're at plus 217.
Plus 270. What about the over in the Espinoza fight? Or you want to take the money line for Rabadanov? I think Rabadanov should probably win, but it could be close. So
the over at 2.5 is minus 240. You like that?
Yeah, I like the over because I like Rabadanov doesn't throw a lot of ground and pound when he gets takedowns, so it might be a close fight if Espinoza makes him work. I think it goes over, and then we'll go with some UFC fight. You want to have some UFC fighters in there?
If you find somebody they're really confident in, I don't know anybody in this week that I'm super confident in.
Yeah, this could be a tricky card. I think Hack Prez is gonna win, but
I don't know if I'd parlay him at those odds though.
Hack Prez minus 240, yeah, definitely wide because Gordon's kind of underrated.
Yeah, Gordon's good.
Maybe Bellator. Maybe we'll go with someone from Bellator.
It's got to be because right now, what do we say we're at? We're at we're plus 349. So we got
one more leg in there.
Yeah, at least one more leg.
Wait, I wouldn't add Dalton Rasta. Rasta is like kind of tough.
Yeah, Rasta would be tough. I don't know if we throw Rasta in there.
Rasta's in a tricky fight. This guy that he's fighting is not bad.
Yeah.
What about the under in that Oda fight? Shinobu Ota. Under
Uh,
1.5.
okay, what's
Minus
the
200
line?
though. Minus 200 under 1.5 rounds, I think.
Minus 200 under one and ooh, I don't know if I like the 1.5.
Yes, under 1.5 is not.
Yeah, let's not go under one
The
and a
plus
half.
money.
Obviously, adding
People.
all this money line isn't worth
Who do you
it.
want to add? You want to add someone? What about
What if
Carlos
we?
Jr.? Yuxi Murdoch. I think Yuxi Murdoch is gonna win.
Oh yeah, easy. Yakshin Murdoch's the line.
Yuxi Murdoch, yeah.
He's the leg. Let's see. What's his line? He's at minus 360. That's an easy
And Clay
leg.
Collar. Clay Collar. How many legs do we have right now? We probably got like
We have
4 or
6
5
legs
legs.
right now.
Clay
We're
Collar. What's the line now?
we're at 474 before Clay Collard. If we add Clay Collard at
Clay
minus
Collar.
290,
Then that should be good. I like that.
that's a plus 672 to add that. So
How many
okay,
legs? How many legs is that? 6
we're at
legs.
7 legs.
Damn, 7 fucking legs is crazy, but I can
Okay.
see that one hitting. I mean, it's cross promotion. What's the?
Okay,
Can
so
you read it out?
we got Yagshimirov. I'm trying to put this out in the chat. Primus, Kasanganai. I might spell some of these wrong. Bear with me, guys. Who else do we have? We have Hughes. We have the over in the
And Espinoza and
Espinoza fight. Yeah.
Rabatana.
Over in the Espinoza fight. We have, what else do we have? We had, look at the odds again.
Premise, I think.
Robinson.
Premise money line.
Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6. So we have one more that we're missing. What did I forget? Oh, Collard. Duh.
Collar, what's the line in Collar? Minus 290 for Collar. The line's definitely wide, but I think he's going to be the better striker, better boxer, has better cardio, so should be okay.
Well, and the good news is, so I guess it's not good news. Never mind, because he's on PFL and PFL's before. Okay, never mind. Because I was going to say, because he's in the main event, so if everything's hit, you can hedge out. But at the same time, we crossed it to Bellator. If you play it with
the safest parlay that I like is the over 2.5 rounds in Espinoza and Rabadanov, Clay Collar, and Yuxi Murdoch. It's plus 142. I don't think that's bad.
If you get scared about the Collard pick, if anybody in the chat, it's plus 474 with just the 6 legs that don't have Collard. So, I mean, if you add him, it's plus 672. But like, it's still a pretty good parlay with 6 legs. So, either way, but that's what we're rolling with for our show parlay.
You can hit these parlays in PFO though. It's not hard to hit these parlays. These long shot, like these plus 500 parlays in PFO, you can hit these on consistent basis. A lot of these fighters that are supposed to win, they win their fights in PFO because the level of competition is not that crazy out there.
If you're an absolute degen, you can add Magomed Sharapov at minus 2,500.
What are you gonna get in that? Imagine us like that fucks up your parlays. I'd be so pissed, bro. I was already pissed from like 2 weeks ago when Mark killed my parlay. That's the only guy that killed my parlay. Minus 900.
If you add him though, it puts you to plus 702. So
Jesus Christ,
you know, it puts you over the plus
$10 more in the parlay.
That's ridiculous.
He should get locked though. He shouldn't lose the fight.
What's that?
Win. He should definitely win that fight. He shouldn't be losing that fight to Matheson. Matheson is not crazy dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, I mean, of all the massive favorites, he's the one I like the most. Like the other ones, like they're either still early in their career and they could screw something up, or like I just don't trust it. Actually, they're all just really early in their career. I don't trust it.
JD likes Bernal and Rostov plus. It's not bad for 2 leg if you think Bernal wins. But yeah. I don't know. I think Bernal's striking is too sloppy. And he's
I don't think Bernal's getting it done. But he might. I could see him doing it if he gets a bunch of takedowns and just does it there.
If you think he wins, I mean, don't let us convince you otherwise. Just go with your feeling.
Yeah, dude. And JD's sharp. He's always in my comment section. Like, JD's a sharp dude. Well, most of the time. Last week when he was saying Dakota Toshiba's not getting it done in the first round kind of deal, and I was
he was gonna get it done in the first round. It was
so like, other than that, JD is super sharp. That was the one time. Otherwise, he's super sharp.
People was actually good for me last week. Like last week a lot. Like overall, like I had 1.85 units on PFO. I made 235. Then I lost 295 on the UFC. The UFC card was terrible, man. That card turned out.
He got a slight win. But I was big on Brady Hiestand, but that's because he's my boy.
Bro, if you were on Hiestand, that was a good fucking play. Because that.
Oh yeah, I was on Hiestand. Hiestand's my boy. Like we're like
fucking keeps fighting, bro. Holy shit. I'll bet on him his next time, but I don't think I'll get plus money anymore on this guy.
So I had a little bit of insight. I knew that when Merab was training for his Cejudo fight, Heestand was his #1 training partner. And Heestand was like picking up a lot of what Merab was doing. And it showed a lot in that fight. So I knew that.
Just the pace this guy can put on you, man, is just unreal. I mean, the cardio, the durability is good. Even though he gets hurt in every fight out there, he's getting hurt in every fight, but it's just the recovery is crazy. And just so tough, man. I mean, the armbar was fully locked in the first round. This kid just doesn't tap. Yeah, he's definitely. I don't think I'll ever bet against Heeson ever again. Dude, you can't bet against guys like that.
He's just such a dog. He just puts a pace on guys and just like breaks them down. But yeah, like so Heestand was one that saved me. The blown out knee. I had a bet on Tyra. That kind of saved me. I mean, it was a close fight, but you know.
Tyler, she should have won 28, unanimous, right? Tyler Santos. Like, yeah, that should have been unanimous decision. And that the only fighter that saved me on that card was Liz Kermouche. I got her at minus 265, I think, and she got the submission because she was definitely losing that fight. Even though I was like maybe it could be 1-1, but I saw the scorecards after and it was like 2-0 Watanabe somehow. But yeah, I think Kermouche might be slowing down just a bit now.
Yeah, Liz Kermouche.
I don't think I'll parlay her again because that was that like I had 2 parlays on that card and it was like one of them like I was still gonna profit because I had the other one was Fortune pop up in Velasquez. The other one was under 2.5 rounds in that Jasiva fight and under Kermouche and the Kermouche money line. I mean, so it was like it was a good week, but then I lost all the money on the UFC last week.
That sucks. Yeah, I had a good week last week overall, but I just didn't have much action at all on UFC. I think the only bets on UFC I had was Tyra, Heestand, and I had one other. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was a decision no action bet on.
Those are good.
So
the only the one that I regret not betting on was Musayev. You remember Musayev when he fought Sterling? I was gonna bet on Musayev by finish only. It was like plus 145. I was like, I don't know. Is this guy legit? I wasn't sure, but this guy turned out to be legit, man. I think I want to see the matchup between Umatov and Musayev. What do you think about that matchup? They fight in the same weight class, right? They fight in the same weight class, I think.
That'd be a
fucking good fight. Because the way he handles Sterling, I mean, this guy's a monster. Musayev, I mean, Jesus Christ. This guy killed
What's up, Ernie? You just came in right at the end. We're actually wrapping up soon, but hey, thank you for coming in. In fact, you can watch it again right afterwards, so don't worry. Just hang out for a minute, whatever. But then afterwards, you're going to want to watch the PFL video first and then come back to watch this one because then we bring it all together.
This is start over, and now we're not starting over.
So essentially, start over. Yeah. But Ernie, I appreciate you coming in. I'm so glad that you're here, so thank you. But yeah, so, with all that said, PFL was profitable last week. We're gonna get PFL profitable.
PFL is pretty easy, bro. Parlays, PFL, like you just gotta if you pick your spots, like you can really make a lot of money in PFL. PFL is better for me than UFC. Like I've only bet on like I have a 27% RR for PFL, just parlays. I mean, if you just do parlays every week on PFL, like if you watch PFL every week, it's not even like I think it's better for parlays than UFC even because UFC's like Apex cards are pretty shitty. Because I don't know how Manus didn't finish Jimmy Flake. Like, how do you not finish Jimmy Flake?
I mean, Flake's tough. If you don't have like one-shot power down at flyweight, like it's hard to put a guy like that out of there because you know that you can't really commit to your shots because he's going for the leg. So
Flake's striking looked better too. So he was actually moving his head in that fight a bit more. Yeah, I was like that one, and that obviously Wilson got a submission in the first round. Sergey is fucking dumb.
Yeah, I think the reason I did well for the UFC last week is I just dodged a lot of the landmines that everybody else fell on.
I had Armfield. That's the one that killed. Like Armfield, not ruined it, but still okay. Was okay week though. Like I was on a run before, so that was the only bad week I had in the last month or so. So I'm gonna bounce back this week. We got Bellator, we got PFL, we got UFC. I mean this week UFC's I think is tougher though this week than these other
this
cards.
A nightmare.
A lot of canceled fights in this card.
2 bets.
Let's take a look at LFA. Let's take a look at the LFA card quick.
Yeah, let's do it right quick, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, LFA quick.
The main win is going to be Asma Bikoyev taking on Chauncey Foxworth. And then
I
Bikoya,
don't know a ton.
I was gonna parlay Bikoya, but it was minus 300. And you know, BetOnline doesn't let you parlay for a couple of days. I don't know why they do that. It's so fucking
I hate it.
frustrating, bro. Like they wait till the lines get juiced up, then they let you parlay after, which is like so frustrating. So he's like minus 400 now. I'm not sure if I want to like. I think it should be safe to parlay, but I don't know if I'll get there on mostly line minus 400 now for Bikoya. Maybe the over. I think the over 4.5 rounds. I don't think is finishing. You just can't finish you can't finish anyone out there. Over 4.5 rounds is kind of a long time though. Maybe if it was like 3.5 rounds, maybe over 3.5 rounds. I think Bikoya's gonna win. I mean, this I think he's gonna win. Grapple is gonna outwork this guy. In the co-main, I'm picking Rep, man. I'm picking the Rep. I'm gonna pick Rep, even though he has a loss. He lost to Shannon Clark, who's not terrible. You watched Shannon Clark fight before? Shannon Clark's like a prospect
No,
out of
actually.
Canada. So he just got outgrappled. Like, wasn't really getting taken on. It was just like mostly it was a clinch fest. Veronica, I'm picking Rep as a dog plus 145. I took a shot on her for outfit in a Rep. I think she can get this one done. I'm not like
It's a good
crazy
dog.
confident though. But it's women's MMA. I mean, a plus money women's MMA. A girl that's making her debut in LFA now, fighting Niza. You ever watch Niza? I've only watched like one time. Niza promotion. So there's
I've
seen
never
her
heard of
fights
it.
free on YouTube. I think your boy's fighting on this card, right? Your
Yeah,
boy's
I
fighting on
got
this
two
card.
guys I know, but Renfro's a guy that I'm more familiar with. Like we're like Facebook friends type of thing. Like we're familiar. The other guy I know is Curtis Ellis, who I don't know him super well. I guess we're probably friends on Facebook too. I don't know, but like Curtis Ellis he's one of those guys that like sometimes he shows up, and when he does, like you're like, oh man, where'd this guy come from? But then a lot of times he gets like demolished. So
Curtis
like
Ellis, I
his
see.
last fight, like I like didn't think he was gonna like look as good as he did, and dude went out there and looked great in his last fight. So
I mean, a
Ellis,
win on LFA is actually better than Combat Global, in my opinion. Like, if you have a win in LFA, I think that holds more weight than any other promotion out there. He
yeah, I
lost
think
to Griffith Perrier. I mean, that's not bad. Bro, Jordan Brown, which is I don't know which promotion that is, Elite FC or some shit. I don't think I have time to watch tape on this card. Like, I didn't do a breakdown. Normally I do a breakdown for LFA, but when there's no like PF or Bellator run, but
yeah, there's too many
watching
cards this week.
too many cards to watch tape on. You're gonna get fucking bored by the time you're watching tape on all these fights. Also, we had a lot of cancellations on the UFC cards, so
if you're decent at doing like the women's MMA, a lot of people say they can't. I don't understand, but Invicta, the bookies never get it right. Like you can hit. Like
I hate watching Victor, bro. I can't stand it. I just can't stand
love
watching
Invicta.
Victor.
It's one of my favorite promotions because I kill it on the bets.
Most of the underdogs win on Invicta, I think, right? A lot of underdogs win on Invicta.
If you look at the card and you do just like a little bit of research,
The only
you'll
girl I
find out
bet on Invicta was Amanda Dos Santos, I think, as a dog. This is the only girl I ever bet on C5. I can't remember who C5, but it was like she was a slider dog in that
She fought
fight.
Jillian DeCourcy and won the title, and she was like a
Was it
plus
that fight?
240.
It was like I think it was like a year ago, maybe like less than a year ago. Yeah, I bet on her as a dog, and it was like that's the only girl I bet on Invicta ever.
Yeah, because they got Invicta coming back.
I can't watch it. I just can't stand watching it.
I love it.
It's like most of the fights go the distance. It's like not a lot of finishes on Invicta either.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I've noticed that like recently with Twitter being like all up in arms whenever there's like a card with not a lot of finishes, and I'm like, so finishes are the only thing that you guys are here for? Like, so it seems like if there's not finishes, like MMA fans just can't. They're just like bored. I don't get it.
I mean, I don't even mind decisions. I mean, as long as it's a good fight. I mean, just like I don't even mind grappling. I like watching grappling when it's exciting. Like guys from going for judo throws and stuff.
JD,
BetOnline, yeah.
BetOnline.
They have every fucking MMA. They have odds for power slap also, like power slap. I mean, they got odds for everything.
You can bet on like political elections even. Like it's ridiculous.
I'll never bet on that stuff. Like I just
no,
but
you can.
Yeah, I guess you can bet on anything.
Shows?
The only thing about BetOnline is like sometimes like all the sharps are on BetOnline. They attack the lines early, so sometimes if you wait for the other books to open lines, they'll like you get a better line on those books. Even the props, like FanDuel, I think has the best props, but I don't really like FanDuel. It's really shady, I think. FanDuel and these Betway is also shady, kind of. Like the one time they didn't pay my money for like a month on Betway. Yeah, they're trying to get me to send my passport in and all this other shit. So it's like, I like BetOnline and DraftKings. DraftKings, they pay you money right away. They don't ask any questions. DraftKings and BetOnline. I think they're probably the best books out there.
I guess we can give you a shot on this one. We'll see. So I know it's PFL and Bellator, but what do you guys think about Johnny Walker Ozdemir over 1.5?
I wouldn't. I can't bet the over 1.5 on a guy that's so chinny. I'm picking Ozdemir by KO, but I probably wouldn't even bet that fight. Maybe I know the over 1.5 is actually like -180 right now or some shit. Like people have been betting the over. I just can't bet an over on a Johnny Walker fight. I bet the over in that Anka Live and Johnny Walker last fight, and I barely scraped by like by 10 seconds. It was like he got knocked off for like 10 seconds in the first round and a half. So it's like my luck's gonna run out. I'm not betting the over 1.5 on Johnny Walker again. I got lucky there. It was like -180 and the over 1.5 in that last fight, and Anka Live could have probably knocked him out earlier if he wanted to.
Yeah, your best bet is to stay away from that over. Definitely. Let's see. JD agrees that FanDuel sucks, but
we have better props though. The props are actually more juicier in FanDuel. I think
they do have better props.
Yeah, sometimes they misline the props. I've seen that. Seen them do that before.
When I look at I'll look at like FightOdds.io, and it's like there's that book Jazz. I need to figure out.
I've never used Jazz. I've
never even heard of them, but like they have crazy lines sometimes, and you're like, what is this? Like. So I got to figure out where that book is and how you get on that, because sometimes you just see the most ridiculous lines. But yeah, like they don't have anything for this kind of stuff, but they usually have it for like UFC, and like sometimes you just like, oh, they don't have any this week. Okay, well that's weird. But yeah, usually I'll be on Brady's show, the best bet or whatever, and like we don't. He was like, no, you can't use Jazz lines. I'm like, come on, because they'll give you like crazy
5 dimes. I think 5 dimes. I mean, Bovado. I've never used these books. I used to use Betway because we didn't have DraftKings or BetOnline in Canada before. We only had Betway, so I was using them. But it was really frustrating, like because they don't pay your money. But if you have a really good night, you have a really good card, you make a ton of money, they'll like drag it out for as long as they can. They paid my money out for like a month and a half. It was like really frustrating.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about BetOnline is they're quick to pay out.
Yeah, they don't hold your money ever.
Especially if you use like the Bitcoin payout, it's like almost right away.
I just use wire transfer. It takes a couple days, like a day or a half, but it's like DraftKings. You get a wire transfer right away in a couple seconds. I mean,
yeah, DraftKings is really legit.
But yeah, DraftKings takes so long for the lines to bring up the lines on Bellator and PFO. It's like they wait till like Friday or Thursday evening to bring up the lines on. I think they had the lines earlier this week though, but normally like they have the lines up later than the BetOnline.
Well, there you go. Well, we can get out of here. We've went through both cards, PFL and Bellator. We put a parlay out, a 7-legger. So if you guys think we skimped out, you got your money's worth. Once again, Pickem, thanks for coming on, dude. This was good.
Appreciate you having me on, bro.
We'll do this again. We definitely will, especially for these PFL and Bellator cards. Like, it's hard to find guests that actually have any idea what they're talking about. It's because a lot of people are just on the UFC. So
I watch PFL consistently. I used to watch Bellator too, but I watch PFL every week.
Yeah, I used to watch more Bellator, but now they're on was it like Max or something? But
I don't even know how to watch Max, bro. I've tried getting Max subscription in Canada. I don't even know how to do that. I watch it from like illegally, I guess. But
yeah, that's the only way you can watch. Like, I'm not gonna get a Max subscription just for Bellator.
I already pay for DAZN. I pay for Fight Pass. I mean, I pay for like Sportsnet already because I'm in Canada. We don't have ESPN Plus. I already pay for I pay at least $200 every month just for subscriptions and pay-per-views and stuff. Like it's like expensive being a fucking fight fan. And
I don't know what it's like in Canada, but at least here in the United States, at least you can use as like a tax write-off.
Even those Europe cards, I mean, those PFL Europe cards, I mean, they're not even the zone. It's like
I can't even watch those.
Reason it's like really fucking bullshit.
So
that's the only reason I pay for the subscriptions. I mean, because of MMA. I don't really watch NBA or anything.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna. I'll probably have to just catch like a replay of the Bellator card anyway because I'll be watching UFC. But the PFL one, I'll probably watch it. I'll definitely watch the UFC card. But anyway, let's go and get out of here. Pickem, tell everybody again where they can find you for anybody that doesn't know.
You guys can find me in Pickem MMA on YouTube. I'll be live for PFO. I do live streams for PFO. I do live streams for LFA sometimes when there's no PFO run. And I'll be live for UFC this Saturday also. So if you guys want to have a good time, watch some fights, make some money, just come hang out with me on the channel. And I'll see you guys the next time, man. Appreciate you having me on again, bro.
Word. Also, all of Pickem's links are in the description, so you can just click on that as well if you missed that or whatever. But it's all down there. So
good luck, guys. Good luck this weekend, and don't go crazy in bets. I mean, bet as much as you're willing to lose. That's my fucking. That's what I go by. Because I used to be crazy, one of those degenerate gamblers, and I've lost a lot of money a couple years back.
I've never gone that far, but I've definitely lost some big bets.
Now I just keep it to like 3 or 4 units. I mean, every max. So it's like, if I have a losing week, I'll just like reset next week, because there's always next week, right? You can reset. But yeah, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys next one. We'll do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
We'll
Absolutely. I'll probably have you back on sometime during the PFL playoffs or something. I think it'd be sick. So, but anyway, with that, everyone have a great night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you on down the road.
It's ended. Yeah.